confidence is something that we should truly cherish as men, because when it's cultivated properly, it can pull us out of any situation, no matter how difficult it is. It can make us truly unstoppable. And confidence shows up in many different forms. You have your surface level confidence, and then you have what I like to call inner confidence. And one of the biggest problems is that a breakup can really crush your confidence. And in this video, I'm going to give you a blueprint and really walk you through the difference between what surface and inner confidence are and how you can really cultivate this deep sense of inner confidence in yourself. Surface confidence is the type of confidence that's strengthened by external factors. So this is the most common one. This is the most obvious one. This is things like your career, your business, your physique, your finances, your social circle. All these things are part of your surface level confidence. They make up this kind of outer ring or this outer circle to who you really are and what your true inner confidence is. But this is also the weakest part because this one's brittle. Things can change. You could lose your job, your business can take a hit, you could get injured, then your physique goes down, you could lose your car. There's so many things that are part of the surface level confidence that can be impacted. So we can't rely on that. We can't let that be the thing that we go to. And especially in a breakup, a lot of things change. So, for example, if you were living with someone, your living situation changed. You were living with your girlfriend, maybe you were married and you had, a home together, a family, a life. These things are all crumbling. That surface level things that gave you confidence are all starting to come apart. And if we've seen anything over this past year, everything is much more fragile than we actually realize. So the surface level is not the level that we want to depend on. Now let's talk about the inner confidence. And this is kind of a catch-22 or kind of a double-edged sword if you have it, because inner confidence is the hardest to build. And when you go through a breakup, you often end up having this part of you, this inner confidence, take the biggest hit. Inner confidence equals who you really are. And I'm gonna say that again because it's very important. Inner confidence equals who you really are, who you are deep down. And someone with inner confidence, they know they're valuable. They know their worth. They know they're valuable without all these external things. They don't need the car, the clothes, the job, the friends, the status, the praise, all this stuff that creates this illusion of confidence. Someone who knows their worth. They know they're valuable inside. They bring value to others. They don't need other people's opinions to make them feel better or build them up. They don't need any of that stuff. That's what it means to have inner confidence. And one thing that always happens in a breakup, especially if it was a longer term relationship or just an intense one, oftentimes the inner confidence can slip. That can get lost in the wreckage of a breakup, so to speak, because there's so many things happening. There's an identity shift, there's emotions happening, there's loss, there's so many things going on that inner confidence can oftentimes take a hit. And that is never something that you want to have happen. So let's talk about how we can actually build and rebuild the inner confidence. What it comes down to rebuild your inner confidence is remembering who you truly are. So let's actually break this down and make this a little bit more tangible so you can actually take some action and start building upon this. The first thing you want to do is think back before the relationship started. So right now, if you're watching this, you probably have recently gone through a breakup, or it's one that's been lingering for probably far too long and longer than you've wanted it to. So think back before and really remember, what was your vision? What did you envision yourself? Just take a second or take a few minutes and pause this if you need to just think about, what did you actually see your life becoming? What did you envision yourself becoming? What was your mission? What were you focused on? What did you truly want to have? And keeping a close eye on that and kind of bringing those feelings back is usually the first starting place to actually rebuilding that inner confidence. The path to rebuilding your inner confidence is about committing to the process. You have to commit that no matter what, you're going to rebuild yourself. You're going to build up your inner confidence so you cannot be stopped. And that's the most important part. That covers about 70 to 80% of actually rebuilding it, because that gets you through all the tough times. When you can actually commit and you have this mentality that no matter what, I'm going to figure this out. No excuses, nothing can get in the way. That's the approach. So that's the first major step, is you have to commit to yourself that you're going to figure this out. You have to be hungry for it and not let external forces, other people's opinions, or anything else get in the way. Because if you do, it's going to be this false sense of surface level confidence. But when you know your value, so this goes back to being valuable, knowing your own worth. When you know that, you don't care what others think. You don't care what other people are trying to tell you to do or how you should be or what things should be like. You're not interested. You know your worth, you know your value. And when you commit to getting to that process, you commit to being and living in that place, that's where everything starts to shift. Every single minute of every single day, you're either building your confidence up or you're tearing it down. You can build it up by ignoring those thoughts. Just when those thoughts come in that I'm not enough, I'm an imposter, why would anyone listen to me? This, that, there's a million things. I get these thoughts every single day, everybody does. Every single person who's done anything meaningful when they're first starting out, halfway down the road, even at what they would consider the finish line, they still have these thoughts. You gotta learn to just let them come and ignore them because they're not true, they're just made up. So your confidence it's fragile in the beginning. You need to build it up to where it's tough and you can just toss these thoughts around because you know they're not real. And that's the place you gotta get to. It's all an internal game. The idea of just building up a skill, getting really good at something, or having this kind of fallback or this foundation, that's still kind of like a second level of surface confidence. It's not just pure surface, it's a little bit deeper. But it's not core, it's not inner, it's not deep, because it can still go away. Your skills could become out of date, you have to keep working on them. But when you know your value, you know your intentions, you know what you're here to do, your mission, your purpose, that makes everything fall into place. And even if that seems too easy or too much of a internal kind of spiritual process, it's not at all. It's incredibly practical because you see it show up every single day. Every conversation you have, every thought you have, it's going through this filter of, am I worthy? Am I valuable enough to help in this situation? Can I do this? Is it for me? It's constantly coming up. So when you can really hone and master this ability to cultivate and keep this inner confidence, the entire game changes. If you're someone who's struggling to rebuild and reclaim your inner confidence after a breakup, I strongly encourage you to take some serious action and click the first link down below so you can apply to work with me one-on-one. I'm working with a very select group of men who have gone through breakups and are struggling to rebuild their confidence, rebuild that inner core confidence that you need to really take your life to the next level. So if you're someone who's dead serious about taking action and getting that inner confidence back, getting over the breakup and truly moving on, I highly, highly encourage you to click the first link below this video and apply to work with me one-on-one. So if that's you, just click the link right now and apply for that call. And again, I want to thank you for watching this video all the way until the end, and I look forward to seeing you in the next.